Dear student, Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. This is Arfat Mujib from FEI Higher Secondary Institute. Today I am with chapter number 4, Biology 10th. Chapter is Genetics and Heredity. In this chapter, my topic today is about the dihybrid cross. Before I told about the monohybrid cross, monohybrid inheritance. Today is the dihybrid cross. Here is the inheritance. It is a cross of two genetic characters associated with an organism, and when they have an inheritance, then their inheritance is seen in their offsprings later on in F1 first filial generation, or in the F2 second filial generation with a phenotypic ratio 9:3:3:1, and there are various ratios. If we go for about if we study the Punnett square, जो हमें मिलेगा उसमें जो inheritance characters मिलेंगे they acquired by their parents, वो उनको हम अलग अलग रेशो में मिलेंगे. हमें बहुत सारे जीनोटाइपिक रेशो में मिलेंगे, फिनोटाइपिक रेशो में मिलेंगे. लेट अस वी सिट आउट दिस डाइहाइब्रिड इनहेरिटेंस को हो या डाइहाइब्रिड क्रॉस को हो. इट इज अ क्रॉस ऑफ टू different genetic characters with of that of parents. Here I will explain this dihybrid cross in case of Mendel's pea plant. उसने लिया था pea plant, वही हम pea plant choose कर लेंगे. Now in this cross we will take a pea plant which have two genetic characters which have with two different traits. One pea plant is with round seeds and yellow cotyledons, and another pea plant is with wrinkled seeds and green cotyledons. Both but the yellow seed, round seeds, pea plant with round seeds and yellow cotyledon or dominated character rather than the as compared to that of the wrinkled seeds with green cotyledons or recessive characters of that parent. हमने यहाँ पे दो पी प्लांट लिए हैं. एक पी प्लांट में हमने क्या देखा, one pea plant is with round seed. याद ध्यान रखिए, one parent pea plant is with round seed and yellow cotyledon. एक पी प्लांट इट्स कैरेक्टर इज वन राउंड सीड, इसके सीड गोलमेटोल और येलो कॉटलीडॉन के साथ. यू नो द कॉटलीडॉन्स एंड सीड. Pea plant is a dicotyledon. The dicot seed, it can be divided into two equal parts, and cotyledon that have a fleshy seed with a fleshy lobes is known as cotyledon. And another pea plant we have we will try to cross it with another pea plant which has wrinkled seed or green cotyledon. हमने दो पी प्लांट लिए. यहाँ पे हमने पी प्लांट्स लिए. These pea plants are parental pea plants. One pea plant is with dominant characters round seed, yellow cotyledon. Both their traits are dominant traits. And another pea plant is with wrinkled seed, green cotyledon. तभी तो इसको कहते हैं हम dihybrid cross, because यहाँ पे di means two. It is the cross of two genetic characters, round seed, yellow cotyledon, one character and two character. This pea plant, it is a pea plant. First have two different traits and are dominant, and here is another second pea plant with different two different traits, wrinkled seed and green cotyledon, and are recessive in expression, recessive in characters, That means यहाँ पे अगर हम इनकी this character, both the two different characters in a pea plant, it can be notified by genotypes. इसके genotypes क्या होंगे? Genotypes यहाँ पे हम देखेंगे इसमें जो जीनोटाइप है, both the characters, the round seed is maintained each and every according to law of Paret factor. Each and every genetic character is controlled by a pair of factors. Yeah, you can say pair of alleles, pair of simply genes. Yes, this character, the round seed, is controlled by capital R, yes. And yellow cotyledon, it is also a dominant character in a parental pea plant, that it is represented by capital Y. Here it is the genotypes of this pea plant. Genotype nature, it is the phenotypic expression of the phenotypic expression are always visible to see. The genotypic is very tough to determine. We can determine it by having test cross, by having the back cross. आगे पढ़ोगे आप हायर क्लास में. By test cross, by means of back cross, you can with the help of those crosses you can determine the genotype of that organism, of the genotype of that character. Here is the another, we can say, wrinkled seed. Wrinkled seeds are represented by, it is always the dominant characters are represented by the dominant pair of factors, and those are written by the always capital letters में लिखा जाता है. And always the recessive character, recessive traits are represented by recessive genes, recessive alleles, and small letters. That wrinkled seeds are represented by small r. Here it is capital, here it is wrinkled seed, small r, pair of factor. Two factors को pair of factors, it is for the recessive trait, that is wrinkled seeds, controlled by small r. And green cotyledon, that is small y. समझ में आया? So this is the genotype of round seed yellow cotyledon and genotype of wrinkled seed. And it is all about the information about the parents. What the parent is, you have this pea plant parent. First pea plant parent is with this phenotype expression, and genotype is this. And this pea plant is with phenotypic expression, and genotypic representation is in this way. Now, according to law of segregation, during principle of segregation, it states that the pair of factors separate out pair of factors of a particular trait, of a specific trait. It separate out during the gametogenesis. Therefore here is the gamete formation now, and each gamete contains a haploid number of chromosome. That means a single gene is represented. We can say that during the gametogenesis, gamete formation में क्या होता है? gametes में, here is the gamete formation हम लिखेंगे here, gamete formation. अब यहाँ पे gametes बनेंगे, this or capital R small. Here is the gamete formation. Here now if there is a gametic cell, there is a sac cell, it contains the haploid number of gene of round seed and haploid number of gene. Haploid means single number of allele, single number of factor, single number of gene, that is why. That means ये gametic cell है, इस gametic cell में आप देखिए इसका भी haploid number है, इसका भी haploid number है. That means a pair of factor here separate out, and each pair of factor, the haploid, it is haploid number transferred to the gametic cell, that is the sac cell. Here is the another formation. Now it is, we place here the comma so that we can say by placing comma that here is the gamete formation, separate out these factors during the gamete formation. Here the pair of factors separating out during the gamete formation. Similar is seen in here, or that Y gamete formation, इसका भी एक नंबर, इसका भी सिंगल नंबर अब एक सेक्स सेल में, एक गेमेटिक सेल में पाया जाता है. हैप्लॉइड नंबर ऑफ factor, haploid number of gene. Here is the or here is now gamete formation. When there is a gamete formation, after the gamete formation, when there is a cross fertilization, there is a cross breeding. During the cross breeding we have a cross, dihybrid cross here of the pea plants. We have a dihybrid cross. Now these gametes come together, they come together during the fertilization. There is a recombination of the gametes, random recombination of gametes. मैं यहाँ पे बताना चाहता हूँ special law applied on the dihybrid cross, that is the law of independent assortment. जो इस पे लॉ खसूसी तौर पे जो लॉ इस पे अप्लाई होता है, लॉ ऑफ इंडिपेंडेंट. याद रखिए यहाँ पे, फिर हम आगे जाएंगे. लॉ ऑफ इंडिपेंडेंट assortment. Law of independent assortment में क्या होता है? What is this? Sometimes it is also known as law principle of independent assortment. Assortment हो गया to sort out, to classify, to separate out. Assortment, याद रखिए इस वर्ड को, to separate out. इसका मीनिंग क्या होता है? To separate out, to sort out, to classify independently, बिना किसी इन्फ्लुएंस के अंदर बिल्कुल सॉर्ट आउट हो. यहाँ देखिए, मैं इसमें आपको आगे जाके ये क्रॉस परफॉर्म कर लूंगा. मैंने ये क्यों मेंशन किया? क्योंकि इस डाइहाइब्रिड क्रॉस पे खास तौर special focus is on the law of independent. That means the law of independent assortment explains the dihybrid cross. Where this is applied, here we will perform the first cross. Here we will get the hybrid progeny in the first failure. Then I will state this law in that. मैं वहां पे आपको ये लॉ एक्सप्लेन. यहाँ पे देखिए, here after the gamete formation there is the fertilization process. Fertilization. Here is the fertilization. Now what is in the fertilization? You see that here this and this will recombine, and here this and this will recombine here. In this, what happened here? Here what happened, that यहाँ पे क्या हुआ, तो यहाँ पे जो this gamete, it have a random recombination with this gamete. During the gamete, after the gamete formation, there is a fertilization. Fertilization means fuse up of gametes, fuse up of the sex cells of both the parents. Here is a random recombination of gametes. When here is a random recombination of gametes, fertilization, then is a zygote formation, then is the embryogenesis, then there is a formation of first parallel generation. What here that we get a generation, but we get the generation here hybrid generation. हाइब्रिड जनरेशन में हमने क्या देखा, ऑल द फर्स्ट फेलियल जनरेशंस, जो भी जितने भी यहाँ पे या जनरेशन आ गई, प्रोजीनी आई, ऑफ स्प्रिंग्स आई, उनमें क्या कैरेक्टर्स हमने देखा, दे वर ऑल राउंड सीरियन येलो पॉट लीड ऑन. Why not this character expressed in here? Because of the law of dominance. Here their dominancy, according to law of dominance, dominant genes always express itself and gives its phenotypic expression in that organism, in that first failure generation, in that progeny, we can say. Here what take place here, this R, here this R, capital R, small r. पहले देखिए, capital R, first capital R and this small r here, and this capital Y, small y, पूरा जान. फिर हम देखेंगे ये फर्स्ट फेलियर जनरेशन बन रही है. यहाँ पे कैपिटल आर इज स्मॉल आर, कंबाइन है, गेमीटस, फर्टिलाइजेशन है, फ्यूजन ऑफ गेमीटस है, फ्यूजन ऑफ गेमीटस. कैपिटल आर शबाय स्मॉल, कैपिटल वाई, yes, here small. What is here? What? How we can define this thing here? How we can define this thing here? How we can define? I am going to define this thing here. Now it is the first failure generation. It is the F1 generation. F1 generations. First generation में हमने क्या देखा? Here is the hybrid, मिलावट, mix up, hybrid. Here we get what I get. I get round seed yellow cotyledon pea plants with yellow seed, and round seed yellow cotyledon, but are hybrid in character, hybrid in future. That means here I will define this thing: round seed, shabash, and yellow cotyledon. पूरा ध्यान दीजिए, यहाँ पे राउंड सीड, शाबाश, ग्रीन कॉटिलीडॉन, यहाँ पे यहाँ पे येलो राउंड सीड, सिटल राउंड सीड, येलो cotyledon. Here now, why only this type of character expressing in the first filial generation? Here is the applying. We can apply here law of dominance of genus. Here यहाँ पे देखिए, इस पे फोकस करिए आप, इस पेयर पे फोकस करिए आप. यहाँ पे इसके साथ कैपिटल डोमिनेंट जीन है, ओनली द राउंड सीड एक्सप्रेस. इसके साथ इस पेयर में आप यहाँ पे पेयर पे आप ध्यान दीजिए, यहाँ पे डोमिनेंट जीन है कैपिटल Y. Here it will express the yellow cotyledon. Here in this again, here it is the dominant gene, only round seeds can be expressed. Here capital Y is associated with small y. Here capital Y is the dominant gene. It shows the expression and suppress its expression during the inheritance. Here is the yellow cotyledon. That means here is the law of dominance. In the law of dominance, all the first failure generations, all the first F1 generations, F1 progeny were the hybrid, round seed yellow cotyledon, and then in future, with time, if we like to cross these hybrids, when there is an interbreeding between the two hybrids, then there is the F2 generation, then there is the F2 filial generation, second filial generation जिनको हम कहते हैं after having the cross between the interbreeding, हम उसको कहते हैं interbreeding of the first filial generation, we get the F2 second filial generation. Here I have to tell about the law of independent assortment. Here in the law of independent assortment, when there is the gamete formation, after the gamete formation there is the recombination of gametes. When there is a recombination of gametes, here this gamete and this gamete, they have a recombination, but still in the recombination they assort themselves. यहाँ पे देखिए हाइब्रिड में इसने अपना कैरेक्टर मेंटेन रखा है, यहाँ पे इसने अपना कैरेक्टर मेंटेन रखा है. That means यहाँ पे इंडिपेंडेंट असॉर्टमेंट मीन्स दिस पेयर ऑफ फैक्टर एंड दिस पेयर ऑफ फैक्टर. यहाँ पे हम एक पे ध्यान देते हैं, दिस पेयर ऑफ फैक्टर and this we can say these are two factors. Yeah, a pair of factor for round seed, a pair of factor for wrinkled seed. And when there is a gamete formation, and when there is a gamete formation, यहाँ देखिए यहाँ पे gamete formation, when there is a gamete formation, on recombining this gamete, this factor is associated with this. पूरा जान दीजिए law of independent assortment के बारे में. If this factor, it is factor of maintaining the round seeds, it is a factor of maintaining the wrinkled seeds, still it remains both the two on recombination. When there is a combination of gametes, still they show assortment, they show the assortment, they show the classification, they separate out, still they are maintaining the characters in a hybrid. Oftenly हमने result में क्या देखा, in hybrid generations में हमने देखा this factor of one character express itself, and this factor of one character of another this factor, another factor of another character still is in recombination. In future it will express itself in an independent assortment. Two factors of one character and another two factors of another character, recombination takes place. Recombination takes place during the gamete formation. There is fertilization. During fertilization, these each of the different factors recombination takes place, and then they independently separate out when there is a random recombination of the gametes. And in a hybrid offsprings in first failure generation, they still maintain their characters although they are in combination with other factor. यहाँ देखिए ये कैपिटल Y जो है, ये कैपिटल Y इस स्मॉल y के साथ रिकॉम्बिनेशन में है. Still they stand up for their own characters. They still independently sort out itself. They themselves stand up for maintaining their own characters in the hybrid trait. That means specific law independent assortment is applying. Now we will proceed this dihybrid cross when we have a interbreeding of first failure, when we have an interbreeding of first failure generation. Let us we proceed this here. ध्यान रखिए यहाँ पे क्या है, यहाँ पे हमने क्या देखा, फर्स्ट फेलियर जनरेशन में हमें क्या ऑफस्प्रिंग्स मिले. We are with offsprings capital R small r, capital Y small y. Here another people are with this capital R small r. Have you write in the simple way, capital R small r, capital Y small y. When we have a cross, now we have a cross between the two. Interbreeding, when there is an interbreeding in the first failure generation, it is the F1 generations. In a F1 generation, if there is again the gamete formation, there is gamete formation according to law of segregation. Here is the capital R here. This capital R, we can say capital R here. This Y यहाँ पे होगा gamete formation. This capital R again with small y. Here small r, now small r. Here I can say small r here. Is with small y. Here again this small r. Yeah, we can say first of all small r with capital Y. Here gamete formation. Here gametes are formed. There is the four types of gamete formation takes place. 1, 2, 3, 4. Four types of gamete formation. Again in this capital R, small y. Here we can see capital R, capital Y. Here with capital R. यही होगा पहले इसके साथ gamete formation. There here is a combination of factors, haploid number of here. Then small r capital Y इसकी बारी, और अब इसके साथ बारी, इसके साथ. Now small r. Here is again the formation of four types of gametes. Here when there is a four types of gamete formation, we can see here is the four types of, it is the hybrids, first failure, interbreeding. Here is the gamete formation. After the gamete formation there is a fertilization. Here there is a fertilization. There is a random recombination of the gametes. When there is a random recombination of gametes, there is a formation of second failure generations, and we can show it in a punnet scale में हम उसको स्क्वायर में दिखाएंगे हम. मतलब 16 types of offsprings are produced during in having the interbreeding cross of the hybrid characters. I will erase यहाँ पे थोड़ा इनको मैं दिखाता हूँ. यहाँ पे I will erase in this way. थोड़ा यहाँ पे क्रॉस दिखाता हूँ मैं. Here I can write these. इसको ऊपर लिखता हूँ, फिर मुझे इरेज करना है बोर्ड, इसको बनाना है मुझे. R, capital R, yes. मैंने इनको लिखा है यहाँ पे, इनको मैंने all the four I mentioned it here in a one line. And another we have, it is the comma I place. You have to place the comma when you have to have the gamete formation. This capital R here I will write it here. हाँ, इसको मैंने different पेन से लिखा है ताकि हम differentiate कर पाएंगे. Small r capital Y here. ठीक है. At the four times I am going to erase this. I mention it here. हाँ. चलो मैंने यहाँ पे ऊपर इसको मैं अब now we have a gametes. Four types of gametes of first pea plant, of second pea plant. They are hybriding. Second first failure तो hybrid ही आए. तो हम एक स्क्वायर बनाएंगे यहाँ पे, इस तरह का स्क्वायर बनाएंगे. We will place them here. Sorry. Here I will place. And here. We started here. वहाँ हमें यहाँ पे 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 कॉलम्स बनाने हैं. 1 2 3 and 4. Yes, it is there. Now we will place this type of gametes here. Here is the one could be a female pea plant, female and male pea plant have a cross here. Here the cross, another can be this cross. Yes. Now we can place it here or Y. ये चारों types, all the four types of gamete you have to here in this way. We can say the Y axis, another you place the X axis way or Y. Yes, or shabash small y पूरा फिर और capital Y shabash then or small y. Now place this here by the red pen. तभी तो मैंने red pen इसको ताकि differentiate. Here is the recombination of fertilization. Then R yes capital Y here or small y. You can perform your cross. Small r capital Y here small r. What are these? These are the gametes of one pea plant. These are the gametes of second pea plant. We have a now we have fertilization. Here we have a fertilization. We have a fertilization here. We get a F2 progeny, second failure generation. When we have a cross here, here is a recombination, random recombination of gametes during the fertilization. After having the gametogenesis, then is the recombination of the genes, recombination of gametes. When there is a recombination of gametes, there could be a possible recombination of genes, a recombination of factors, recombination of alleles. Let us we start here. Here we start. Here we start here. I can write here capital R. Here capital R. यहाँ पे ऐसे ही लिखो capital. They are the same. Capital Y, capital Y. Then we can hear the capital R, capital R, capital Y, capital R, small r, capital. Here capital R, small r, capital Y, small y. यहाँ पे देखिए capital R, capital R, capital Y, small y, capital R, small y, small. यहाँ पे now this and this capital R, small r. Small y, capital Y. Yes, this capital R, small r, small y, small y. Yes. ध्यान रखिए इसके जब भी आप क्रॉस करोगे, when you perform this second filial cross, you should have be careful here in having a cross. Capital Y here, capital R, small r, capital Y, small y. Here this and this, this and this. Small r, capital Y, here this and this, small r, or capital Y, small y. Here again this and this, having a cross between the two gametes, capital R, small r. ऐसे भी लिख सकते हो, ऐसे भी लिख सकते हो. Small r पहले, capital R. Obviously, it is the same one. Capital R, small, capital small, one of the same thing. एक ही बात है यहाँ पे. Now this स्मॉल आर, कैपिटल आर, स्मॉल वाई, यहाँ पे स्मॉल आर, ध्यान में रखना है आपको, कैपिटल या स्मॉल वाई कैपिटल लिखिए, कोई बात, यहाँ पे आर, स्मॉल आर, here small y. Now according to this what are the combination of genes and there is a pair of factors, वो डिपेंड कर लेगा। यहाँ पे देखिए आप, यहाँ पे हमें अब F2 जनरेशन निकालनी है। यहाँ पे फर्स्ट फेलल जनरेशन, पहले इसको हम डिफाइन कर लेंगे कि किस तरह का कॉम्बिनेशंस बने, हाइब्रिड्स बने। 16 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16, you get 16 types of offsprings in F2. it is the second failure generation। अब इसका काम नहीं रहा, मुझे यहाँ पे इसको तमाम करना है। what is here, this is the F2 generations when you have a cross interbreeding in a F1 generation. What is here? Here is the both the gene, both the factors are dominant, and here obviously here could be the here could be the round seed. Yes, round seed, yellow cotyledon. Here again pair of factors, dominant pair of factors for round seed, and here is the hybrid pair of factors. One is one factor is dominant, another is recessive. Now according to law of dominance, always the expression is of capital Y. Capital Y is a factor for yellow, maintaining the yellow cotyledon in a seed. Here is the round, here is the round, again yellow. आपको ये सर इसमें और इसमें क्या डिफरेंस है? ये होमोजाइगस इन कंडीशन है, हेटेरोजाइगस इन कंडीशन। इट इज हैव a same factors, it have a different factors. One is recessive, small y is recessive factor, capital Y is dominant factor, but there is still according to law of dominance there is still the maintaining of the yellow cotyledon. Here round, here is यहाँ पे भी केस है round, dominant gene है capital R, dominant factor for round seed. Here it will maintain in the round yellow. Yes, इनका 9 इस round yellow का 9 रेशियो निकलता है ओवरऑल, round yellow. Yes, round yellow. Yes, round है ना, डोमिनेंट दोनों। यहाँ पे डोमिनेंट नहीं, यहाँ पे मौका मिला, दोनों फैक्टर जो है वो रिसेसिव फॉर्म में है। यहाँ पे स्मॉल वाई ध्यान दीजिए, तो क्या है यहाँ पे स्मॉल वाई ग्रीन कॉटलीडॉन मेंटेन होगा। ऑब्वियसली इट इज अ यूनिक कैरेक्टर डेवलप इन ए पी प्लांट, दे हैव राउंड सीड बट they are cotyledon or green in color. They were very amazing to the Mendel during having his cross in this way. He had a round green. It is now कुछ amazing हुआ, यहाँ पे कुछ हमें नया कुछ मिला। राउंड येलो तो चलता आया, अब कुछ राउंड ग्रीन आया इसमें, क्योंकि यहाँ दोनों पेयर ऑफ फैक्टर, इट इज अ पेयर ऑफ फैक्टर बट दिस पेयर ऑफ फैक्टर आर बोथ रिसेसिव इन एक्सप्रेशन। इनका मौका मिला so they will express they will maintain they will develop a trait in seeds yellow green cotyledon maintain कर लेंगे। ये यहाँ देखिए राउंड डोमिनेंट है, यहाँ पे येलो। क्यों येलो? यहाँ पे स्मॉल, क्योंकि डोमिनेंट फैक्टर इसके साथ है। जब भी इसके साथ डोमिनेंट फैक्टर है तो येलो मेंटेन, यहाँ पे डोमिनेंट इसके साथ भी डोमिनेंट gene है for round seed, dominant cotyledon, yellow cotyledon. Here is the round, yes, round yellow. Again now come round yellow, round शाबाश। ये देखो बताओ मुझे, राउंड दोनों क्या है? स्मॉल वाई दोनों क्या है? रिसेसिव फैक्टर्स मेंटेन द रिसेसिव कैरेक्टर, रिसेसिव दैट इज द maintain the green cotyledon is recessive trait, recessive factor. Here is a round, yes, again round yellow, yes yellow। मुझे हेल्प कर लो बोलने में इसमें, शाबाश। wrinkled, now this is the wrinkled, smaller dominant नहीं है, जैसे कि हमने देखा यहाँ dominant factor है, तो still there is the development of the round seeds. Here is the both are recessive gene, recessive factor, wrinkled. Here is the wrinkled. इसका अगेंस्ट कंट्रास्टिंग में डोमिनेंट जी नहीं है, डोमिनेंट फैक्टर नहीं, तो इनको मौका मिला टू एक्सप्रेस. यही हो गया लॉ ऑफ इंडिपेंडेंट असॉर्टमेंट की एक्सप्लेनेशन. wrinkled और बस. here is obviously मेंडल के लिए नया कुछ मिला पी प्लांट में, नए सीड्स मिले, नए फॉर्म में, नए कलर में, नए तरतीब में. wrinkled. शाबाश. अगेन wrinkled yellow. आपको सर इसमें क्या है, बोथ आर द डोमिनेंट फैक्टर्स फॉर येलो कॉटलीडन, बट हियर इज द डिफरेंट फैक्टर्स, बट हियर इज द अकॉर्डिंग टू लॉ ऑफ डोमिनेंस स्टिल देयर इज द मेंटेनेंस ऑफ येलो कॉटलीडन. हियर नाउ यू कैन से हेल्प मी हियर. राउंड. शाबाश. राउंड येलो. राउंड येलो. हियर राउंड. मैंने यहाँ पे क्रॉस गलत लिखा है, और क्या ये स्मॉल और कैपिटल आर, यहाँ पे मैंने गलत लिखा है. हाँ, क्या है, स्मॉल और कैपिटल आर, सॉरी कैपिटल और स्मॉल. हियर इज द मेंटेनेंस स्टिल. हाँ, डोमिनेंट फैक्टर साथ में है, स्मॉल और कैपिटल. चाहे आप इस फॉर्म में लिखिए, चाहे आप इस फॉर्म में लिखिए. हियर इस फॉर्म में लिखिए, इस फॉर्म में लिखिए. स्टिल एक बात है, डोमिनेंट फैक्टर साथ होना चाहिए. डोमिनेंट फैक्टर इस फॉर्म में भी साथ है, इस फॉर्म में भी साथ है. यहाँ ये लेफ्ट फॉर्म है, यहाँ ये राइट फॉर्म है. स्टिल देयर इज डोमिनेंसी. हियर इज द राउंड. शाबाश. ग्रीन. Here is the wrinkled. That is the wrinkled yellow. Shabash. Wrinkled yellow. Here is the wrinkled green. Now it is the wrinkled yellow. Here is the wrinkled yellow. This wrinkled green. Here is the wrinkled. यहाँ पे maintain a pair of recessive factor. Pair of recessive factor. Here we get Mendel get this one out of the 16, one character Mendel at the end, ताकि नाराज ना हो मेंडल, तो उसको लास्ट में मिला इस 16 में एक प्योर मिला उसको, प्योर जो उसने क्रॉस पहले कराया था पेरेंट्स में, क्योंकि यही पेरेंट हमें था ना पहले, तो यही पेरेंट हमें वापस मिला F2 जनरेशन में. That is wrinkled and green cotyledon. Wrinkled seeds with green cotyledon. क्या है, आप फिर ये यहाँ पे मैं आपको दे देता हूँ इसमें काम. इसमें क्या है, F2 जनरेशन में जो फिनोटाइपिक रेशियो निकलता है, इसमें फिनोटाइपिक रेशियो जो निकलता है इसमें 9:3:3:1. बेटा असल में क्या है यहाँ पे, असल में क्या है, अगर हम इसको कैंसिलेशन करेंगे यहाँ पे देखिए, ये डाइहाइब्रिड कंटेन है ट्वाइस ऑफ, याद रखिए डाइहाइब्रिड क्रॉस कंटेन ट्वाइस ऑफ मोनोहाइब्रिड क्रॉस. आप कहोगे सर क्या मतलब, 9:3 है ना, 3:1. ये देखो ये मोनोहाइब्रिड क्रॉस है ना, 1 मोनो, देन इट इज सेकंड. देखो 3 1 3 3 3 9 है ना, डबल. ये मोनो को डाइहाइब्रिड क्रॉस कंसिस्ट ऑफ, it is the cross of twice of monohybrid cross, twice of monohybrid, क्योंकि हमें मोनोहाइब्रिड का फिनोटाइपिक रेशियो क्या है, 3:1 है ना. वहां पे हमें 3 टॉल मिले, 1 डॉफ मिला, 3 टॉल मिला, 3 टॉल 1 डॉफ. तो यहाँ पे it is a twice of, actually this ratio is twice of monohybrid cross. Then but monohybrid cross, monohybrid inheritance is a fundamental inheritance in genetics to understand how there is the gene recombination, their expression in view of phenotypic way and genotypic way, what the organism consists of. Here we can say 9:3:3:1. 9:3 क्या आएगा इसमें, यहाँ पे मैं इस तरह, अब इसी काम का नहीं हमारा ये, यहाँ तक मैं इरेज कर लेता हूँ. अब ये जो हमें 9 पूरा जानते हैं, 9:3:3:1, इट इज अ फिनोटाइपिक रेशियो. ये क्या कहते हैं, 9 क्या है, राउंड, इसमें 9 जो है 9 टाइम्स 3 टाइम्स 1 टाइम, 1 टाइम तो हमें ये मिला. तो राउंड येलो इज टू राउंड येलो हो गए 9. देखो इसमें हो गए ना 9, 1 2 3 4 5 6 6 7 8, हाँ यस 8 और 9 है ना, 9. हाँ, तो राउंड येलो इसमें अगर आप देखोगे इस हम इसको कहते हैं प्योनेट स्क्वायर. Punnett scale gives us prediction of possibility of recombination of gametes and their expression in F2 if in F2 generations is to 3 क्या होगा राउंड शाबाश ऑब्वियसली राउंड ग्रीन का ये रेशियो जो है राउंड ग्रीन का है ये रेशियो जो 9 है राउंड येलो का है राउंड ग्रीन और व्हाट इज दिस नेक्स्ट देन हाँ राउंड ग्रीन नाउ इज टू ये क्या होगा शाबाश रिंकल्ड येलो शाबाश रिंकल्ड येलो का रेशियो है ये हाँ देन इज लास्ट रिंकल्ड ग्रीन वो हमें ये मिला दिस आउट ऑफ द 16 रिंकल्ड शाबाश रिंकल्ड ग्रीन तो ये हमने चेक किया रिंकल्ड जो येलो है राउंड येलो 1 2 3 4 5 हाँ 5 6 yes 7 8 yes 9 yes I place a cross now wrinkled yellow में पहले ऐसे उंगली आप घुमाओ wrinkled yellow 1 2 then 3 wrinkled yellow इसको ऐसे मारो क्रॉस 1 yes 2 then 3 आया ना इसका रेशियो 3 out of 16 now get the wrinkled green उसमें भी हमें ऐसे पहले ऊपर के पॉसिबिलिटी नहीं है wrinkled green यहाँ पे wrinkled green यहाँ शाबाश wrinkled green wrinkled yellow here wrinkled green round green तो है राउंड यहाँ पे अभी मैंने बताया जो राउंड ग्रीन जो अभी हमें फाइंड आउट करना है राउंड ग्रीन रिंकल्ड येलो कितने आए 1 2 3 वो भी आए रिंकल्ड अब राउंड ग्रीन जरा देखेंगे यहाँ पे राउंड ग्रीन के बारे में देखेंगे 1 यू प्लेस इट हियर 1 yes 1 wrinkled green 2 then wrinkled green this 3 now wrinkled yellow भी आया 1 2 3 wrinkled green भी आए 1 2 3 now 1 is this is the whole circle I placed the whole this is the all about the dihybrid cross Mendel performed in his experiment and hence by his work he is named as the father of genetics and provided great contribution towards the genetics heredity and genetics therefore he is named as he is titled as the father of genetics he gave the fundamentals about the understanding of genetics genetic process and to understand the gene recombination gene expression and gene mutation genetic drift etc all the topics and here it is all about and dear student you should ध्यान में रखिए जब भी आपको F2 क्रॉस परफॉर्म करना है और केयरफुली आप इसको बार बार अपने रफ कॉपी पे प्रैक्टिस करिए so that you have a comprehensive understanding about the dihybrid cross actually it consists of twice of monohybrid cross and perform a specific law is applied on it law of independent assortment इससे पहले भी जो जॉन मेंडल ने दिया था law of segregation हाँ law of वो भी अप्लाई होता है इस पे law of period factor वो भी इस पे अप्लाई होता है law of dominance वो भी इस पे अप्लाई होता है और last is important law specific is about ये लॉ इस पे जरूरी है important to explain this cross that is law of independent assortment ये एग्जाम में भी आता है थोड़ा explain statement say the statement of law of independent assortment and is applied to a dihybrid cross I hope you understand thank you